Wondering what's next in your business or personal life? Welcome to Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, a podcast dedicated to helping you with all of life's challenges, discoveries, and opportunities. Whether you're seeking a new career, retirement, or simply wanting to make an impact in your community or the world. Join Jen Plessis and her guests as they explore how to start, what to do when you're in the thick of a change or growth, and how to leave a mark in this world after breaking through your next achievement. You are moments away from the aha you've been seeking.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Plessis, and I am delighted that you have joined me on this first episode of Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. So let me share with you just a little bit about myself and why I decided to release this particular podcast. This is not my first podcast. My first one is called Mortgage Lending Mastery, and I have been a podcaster for a little over 5.5 years as of the date that this is released in 2020. So I'm one of those veteran podcasters. I've been around for quite some time. Absolutely enjoy podcasting and sharing stories, from all over the world. I mean, that's what's so great about it. So I wanted to share with you, first, let me tell you a little bit about me. So I had a 35-year career in mortgage lending in the financial sector. And after many, many years of being one of the top people in the country, I decided that it was time for me to share how I got to my success, as well as how I broke through glass ceilings, as well as all the failures I had and the lessons I learned along the way. And began speaking many, many years ago, have been speaking all over the world and on great stages, have shared stages with some very, very wonderful, powerful people like Magic Johnson and Darren Hardy, sorry, I don't know where I said Daryl, Darren Hardy and Tony Robbins. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's just been absolutely wonderful. And some of the people I've had the opportunity to share the stage with are actually going to be people that I'm interviewing here as well. So stay tuned for that, because those interviews are heading your way. But, after a while, it was like being on two boats. They're fine when they're sitting there and they're not doing much of anything. But when both of them start rocking, because both were doing so well, I had to make a decision as to whether or not I was going to stay in mortgage lending, or I was going to go ahead and take the leap and go into full-time speaking, podcasting, and mentorship, which is exactly what I did 2 years ago. So that's a lot about me. Well, let me tell you what else I'm passionate about. I'm blessed to have all these wonderful opportunities, but I'm also very passionate about seeing my clients have major breakthroughs, in the coaching that I do for them. And, that's a big passion for me, watching my clients attract clients rather than chase clients. There's all kinds of great passions that I have in what I do now, and it just keeps me going every day. Personally, what's going on with me, I am married to my high school sweetheart. So we're actually called Danny and Sandy from Greece. So if you ever get the chance to get my book, which is behind me, by the way, if you're watching the video, I always just kind of keep it there. Launch How to Take Your Business to New Heights. There's a reference in there to Danny from Sandy, and those that are not listening or watching have no idea what that means. Now you know. You're the insiders and you know. We've been married for 37 years. We have 2 grown and beautiful children, both married. One of them has 3 children and the other has no children yet, but they just got married. So we'll give them a little bit of time, not a lot, but a little bit of time, so that we can be happy, continue to be happy grandparents. So we live in Northern Virginia. We live on a 21-acre farmette, which means it's not a farm, and it's not really a grandiose house. It's just a little farmette, and we absolutely love it. We love being out in the country, and we're right at the base of Mount Weather, which is on the Blue Ridge Mountains, where the Appalachian Trail is. So if you ever want to look up where Bluemont, Virginia is, that's where we're at. We're right in the heart of Virginia's wine country. In fact, we've now been ranked worldwide, internationally, as the 5th best destination place to go to from the Wine Magazine. And we call ourselves the East Coast of Napa. So we're wine connoisseurs. A couple other things about me real quickly is that I am a competitive ballroom, Latin, and swing dancer. I absolutely love dancing. I love music. And on the other spectrum of that, I am also an expert markswoman. I'm on a shooting and competition team, just because, and that's why we're out here in the country, right? So that I can do that. So crazy on both sides. So why this podcast when I already have a podcast? Well, the day that I retired, we'll call it retired in air quotes, the day I retired from mortgage lending, I was out networking and someone said to me, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm a mortgage." I don't know what I do anymore. I didn't really have this identity because the identity I had built was this success, right? And that was my identity. And I knew that I was making a transition in my life. And in fact, I had talked to many of my girlfriends who are major, major business owners as well, and said to them, are you losing sleep at night, wondering what's next for you? And and all of them are saying, yes, yes, yes. And one owns a big event company. One owns this, I think she's now ranked the 3rd largest or 3rd, however they rank that, in the country for limousine services here in Northern Virginia. And so very, very powerful women. And I said to them, I'm losing sleep at night because I've been doing this for 35 years and I'm exhausted. And now what do I need to be doing? I'm not sure what I want to do because my skill set was so, niched. And as many of us are, when we've been in a specific industry for a really long period of time. And the other part was that I was thinking about this. I'm 57 and I was thinking that, my mother, her goal in life was to be home with us, right? The kids. I say us. I was an only child until I was 12 and a half, but her goal was to be home with me. And every day when I came home, she'd be home with me, right? And when I went off to college, she then, started saying, well, now I need something for me. But at that time, that something was to be a secretary, right? Or go do, an hourly type of job. And she only intended to do that job long enough for me to have kids so that she could quit and come back home and take care of her grandkids. And I realized that that's not this age group that I'm in. We aren't built that way. I love my grandkids, but I have no intention of babysitting them day in and day out, which my mother did, God bless her, and loved it. But not me. That wasn't what we were doing. We're the first generation of high power, high paying women in business, right? And so the last thing that we want to do when we're done with our career after 35 years, and I really paved the way for other loan officers, women loan officers in the mortgage industry, because it's so such a good old boy network, a man's world. Not so much anymore. It's changing, but really paving the way for other women to have great opportunities. So the last thing I want to do is go work for Walmart and be a greeter, or go work for someone and be a secretary. Or an administrative assistant, I guess they call them now, executive assistant, or babysit my grandparents, So there's something else out there for me. And I wanted to explore that. And obviously through speaking and coaching and podcasting and sharing my story and sharing my mess, because our mess becomes our message in everything that we do. Even in this was a mess for me. What do I do? What's next for me? And now it becomes a message, right? And so that's where I said, you know what? It's moving from being successful and having that identity to the significance I want to place in the world, or the impact that I want to place in the world. And then I was struggling with that, saying, well, it's not always just dollar success. It's not women only. Gosh, men have been in careers for a really long time and are saying, what's next for them? And so my husband and I chatted about it, and he said, and I said, it's something about like breaking through glass ceilings, but not the woman glass ceiling necessarily, and not the financial glass ceiling, but whatever glass ceiling you're coming up against. And it could be relationships, it could be your health, it could be business, it could be spirituality. There's a lot of glass ceilings that we all break through. And whenever you think about reaching or going to the next goal or the next place in your life, it is a ceiling for you that you have to break through. And then once you've broken through it, it becomes the floor and you have a new ceiling. So there's multiple ceilings that we break through. And that's why I decided to call it life after breaking through glass ceilings. What does that look like, right? What does your life look like after you've lost weight or after you have had a divorce? Because that's and life change as well. I mean, it might be that you were in a bad marriage, or life after, breaking through financially in your business. So we're going to explore in this podcast all of those things, multiple levels of breakthrough, multiple levels of success to significance, and sometimes not success to significance, but rather just the breakthrough, that you have, and now how has it impacted your life? And I find that when we go through these various breakthroughs and multitude of them over time, it does start leaning into, what do I want to do to leave a mark on the world? And because what I learned, I want to share with others, right? So if I were to, be someone who broke through alcoholism or broke through drugs, things like that, I want to share with people how I broke through. And that's what, again, we're going to be doing in this podcast. I have all kinds of people from all kinds of walks of life that will be sharing their breakthroughs so that you're not the only one. You're not alone. You're not an island running or wondering about it, losing sleep over it, talking with people about it, that there are lots and lots of people that have had major, major breakthroughs, and we want to share how they did it, whether they're still in it now, or whether they've come out on the other side, or maybe like you, where they're just saying, I don't know which direction to go to. So we're going to explore all three of those. So the entrance, the people that are in it right now, and the people that have come through, to hopefully give you the incentive and the inspiration to make the changes that you want to make in your life, as well as you shift from success to significance, leaving your real job, right? Or if you're making the shift from your mess into the significance of how you can share that with the rest of the world, and what life looks like on the other side of breaking through that glass ceiling. So that's what we're going to be all about. I just thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to what I have to say here, and the people that are going to be sharing their stories. And I hope you come back again. And please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to give us a 5-star rating and give us your feedback. We love listening to or watching the reviews. I'm constantly watching reviews. I'm so excited to see them all the time. And I hope that you continue to join us for years to come, and that we make an impact in your life and move you from your success to your significance every single day. So we will catch you on the next episode of Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings.
You've been listening to Success to Significance with Jen du Plessis, the #1 podcast for people wanting to give more value and make an impact. Loved this episode? Be sure to subscribe right now at www.jenduplessis.com/S2S for more stories, strategies, and thoughts to help you gain significance and success. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to give us a rating and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. Join us next week for another breakthrough episode. Thank you for listening.